Hey there, magic makers. Here we are again. It's Monday, and Deb D is going live for our What's Coming Up This Week. Well, it's not only coming up this week, it's today. We have our new moon in the sign of Cancer today. So, for our Monday magic, I have Oracle of the Seven Energies and the Good Tarot, which we played with last week. So what we're going to do, my friends, is we're going to look into the energies of this week, and we start with some quite strong energy with our new moon. You know, this new moon makes me feel a little bit full moonish. Let me tell you why. We have our new moon in Cancer. Cancer and the new moon, best buddies. The ruling planet of Cancer is the moon. So they're all like snugly up in this new moon. New moon is asking us to go to this inside world. But what's actually happening for this new moon is our emotions are coming to the surface, and so is the heightened intuition. And you know what that normally is? Full moon energy. Kind of interesting. This feels like a moon that's actually asking us to dig really deep to then activate on the outside. So let me tell you about the outside for a minute before we pull any cards. Happening around us, you know how we have this as above, so below? Happening around us in the outer planets, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, they're all aspected with this moon as well. And the outer planets, they're moving slower, and they tend to take a little bit more time to bring realizations or transformations. Okay, so that's happening in the outside world, in those outer planets. All three of those planets are aspected with this new moon. And tomorrow, the North and the South node are changing signs. Now, why does that matter? So the North and the South node, they're generally staying in the same sign for about 18 months because they're bringing particular lessons and karma forward. South node is our past, North node is our future, where we're going. So see, they've got these polarities. They've been in Scorpio and Taurus now for like the last 18 months. Tomorrow they change signs. So see, we've got this change happening all around us. Outer planets are aspecting, North and South node are changing, but this new moon is saying, take a pause and come inside, particularly come inside, come home. Cancer wants to be home, wants to be inside and feeling safe, the internal world, deeply connected to emotions, a lot of water. So what this moon is offering us is a chance to really check in with your energy, your emotions, and your intuition. I want us all now to see emotions in a new kind of way. Then maybe you've seen it this way, but let's all look with beginner's mind and open hearts in this way. Let's see emotion as emotion, energy in motion. So just breathe in now, Magic Maker. What emotion, what feeling have you been feeling like is on the top of the surface for you? Probably over the weekend it was present. Maybe it peaked on Sunday when we got closer to this new moon. What emotion would you say, there's my top feeling right now? Because that is the magical key for this moon. What is that feeling? And how does that energy of that feeling want to move? Emotion. So before we pull any cards for this new moon, identify for yourself what is the feeling or the emotion that is asking for some movement now. That's what we're looking at. There's a lot more to say about this new moon, which I will be sharing in the New Moon Circle of Magic. which is tonight with the Big Life Magic Makers. I have linked it below in the descriptions. There's still time to jump into the circle if you catch this live today on Monday, happening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But let's for now pull our first card for this new moon in Cancer, asking us to go deep, deep inside, to come home, to connect with our emotions and our intuition. What is our foundation card, the first insight into our new moon in Cancer? Ooh, not quite, not quite. Let's just keep going. For those who work with oracle cards, what you want to do is you want to actually tune your hands to read when the cards are ready. Add a comment below if you want me to make a video on how do you do that. But what we're doing here is we're still warming up a little bit. Interesting, because I warmed up these cards earlier. Okay, Oracle of the Seven Energies. We're asking for a foundation card for our new moon. Energy in motion. Our emotions, our feelings, our intuition coming to the surface for this new moon. What would you like us to know? Aha, Roots of Abundance. I'm going to also pull this one because that one was close too. Great Big Love. Excellent. Okay. So we have Roots of Abundance and Great Big Love. So when we get Roots of Abundance and Great Big Love, Roots of Abundance is actually, it's like this new moon asking us to come home and to identify what do we already have. So this moon is like a really excellent manifesting moon, because you know how I was saying before how this moon is kind of acting a little bit like a full moon? It's like a full moon in disguise. Normally we would be, you know, really looking at what emotions and intuition is coming to the surface and what are we manifesting? You know, where are the peaks of our manifestation at full moon? This is also a very strong moon for planting seeds of desire for manifestation. And the Roots of Abundance, what you want to see is, what do I already have? What's already manifest? Where is my intuition leading me towards? That's actually growth in that direction. It's actually growth in that direction. Roots of Abundance. Digging deeper, what do I already have? So because these nodes are changing direction, what have I developed over the last 18 months? Scorpio, Taurus access, asking us to dig deep into our emotions, and Taurus is really looking at that abundance of, you know, materialistic abundance. So considering for self, what have I developed over the last 18 months that I now have that I didn't have before? Because when we get Roots of Abundance, it actually is pointing you towards, you have more than you may feel you have. Dig a bit deeper. And also dig deep into hold on, it's coming. Dig deeper into what is the deeper abundance that you want. So say, for example, you're like, I want X amount of dollars. Why? What is that going to give you? Add that into your manifestations. But when I pulled the Roots of Abundance card, which is really interesting, this new moon, as I said, is very strong for manifesting, because we're actually kind of in that void space where it's everything and nothing, and so much water. And water is the home of birth, of abundance. So much possibility. And as I said, I don't know if you're feeling it, people, but there's a lot of emotion. What emotion are you feeling? And let's see it as energy in motion. So like, I'm going to put my hand up and say, like, later last night and this morning, the emotion I have been feeling, not so joy, happy, a little bit like crunchy and got thorns on it. And so I have been doing this work myself this morning around what is this energy in motion. So when we're looking at energy in motion, we're wanting to see and feel into, what is this energy wanting me to move? So when I started to look into the energy within me, what it was pointing me towards is creating a new boundary. that's going to support me to feel a different way. It could be anything for you, but we get great big love. Anyone who's been hanging out with me in Big Life Magic will know that I do share, when in doubt, add more love. When feeling alone, remember you are never alone. You are love. You have your spirit tribe there sharing love with you. If in doubt, add more love. Add it for self first. So this new moon there's so much potential for tapping into the roots of abundance. We want to do it in a loving way. So any energy and emotion that is with us, we're wanting to find how to move it. Let's see what else. Let's get a clarifier card for these, for our new moon in Cancer. Are you feeling it? Write it in the comments below. What is the emotion that you have been feeling? And where does it want you to move? Because we are moving. The outer planets are aspected. North and South Node are moving. We're also shifting into quite a few weeks where quite a few planets are in retrograde, which is asking for like realignment. Let's get a clarifier for roots of abundance, great big love. Great and full. Yeah, okay. So some gratitude. Yeah. So this here, the great big love and the gratitude is like, let's go back to like spiritual practice 101. Where's our foundation? What are we grateful for? We're going to create more abundance if we can identify what we already have and what we're grateful for, and we're going to be adding some love to that. Now, all of this can feel quite simple, right? So sometimes in the magic, it's like I keep getting told all the time to be loving and to be grateful and, understand that, inherently as a human, I'm abundant. And I completely understand that, in that it can feel like the broken record a little bit in spiritual practice. Sometimes I've had some magic makers working with me who have said, yeah, I tried that gratitude stuff. It doesn't work for me. That's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I've also had that to be, in my younger years, I'd just be like, I get that gratitude journal. I'm not grateful for anything anymore. So the trick here is to actually figure out how to do adding love and being grateful without it being the sugar laid on top, to actually feel it. And part of feeling is acknowledging all of your feelings. So again, we go back to what energy is in motion for you now. So let's get a good tarot affirmation. Roots of abundance. There is so much possibility to seed what is happening now and in your future with this particular moon. Let me tell you, when I was tuning into this moon, what I got was like a strong sense of like being back in the womb, back in like key moment of conception, and then growth, and then birth. And so, yeah, here's the itchiness. And so this moon is like saying, we're going back to the womb, going deep, deep home into the waters of creation, but we're not going way back at the beginning. We're just going back to a beginning set point of where, itchiness, yeah, this is it. So we're going back to the set point of where we're at now, to take this time within the waters to, number one, release a few things that we don't need anymore. Always, we want to make space for magic, but to, in those waters of creation, to really focus on what are we building in this next chapter, because it's not going to come immediate, magic makers. We're going to stay in the waters and grow like a baby does, and then you're going to feel it. There's going to be like contractions and the big birth canal. It's all going to be happening. This is a part of what's coming up for the second half of this year. Is first half of our year has been a whole heap of tricky lessons and things shifting and working and not working. So what can you be grateful for? What can you love, not only now, but in the last 18 months? What's been going on in the last 18 months? What have you been building? What have you been working through? How can you be grateful? Where's the love? Let's now get a good tarot affirmation. There it is. The Four of Air. Yeah, it's reflective. The Four of Air is about being in a deeper reflection. Yeah, this moon is asking us to really come home to self, go back into that womb space, identify and reflect, what have I been working on? What is already abundant in my life? And what do I want to build from here? One more card, affirmation for what we're going to build from here. Here it is. Yeah, King of Air. Look at that. We moved from the Four to the King. That's it. I felt that really strongly. It was like this moon may feel a little bit intense. Just keep breathing, reflect, be grateful, tune back into love. Take your audit of what have I already developed in my life, because the king is coming, the king of air. Air is the element of like innovation, ideas, communication. So we're moving in that direction, but at the moment we're being asked to dig deep into our roots, tap into love, tap into gratitude, reflect with this new moon, because more magic is on its way. Breathe through the intensity of this moon. It will serve you well. Feel free to comment below if any of these cards particularly resonated with you. And also, as shared, you want to look below, because there is the link for the new moon circle of magic with the Big Life Magic Makers tonight. We open the circle at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that doesn't work for your time zone, no problem. You can still register, and the next day you will get the replay. So I'm wishing you an amazing new moon week ahead, my magic makers. If there's anything you want me to cover or share in any of these Monday lives, feel free to also let me know, because I will be back next Monday for our energy forecast. Until then, keep breathing and keep digging deep into your roots of abundance for our new moon in Cancer. New moon blessings to you, my magic makers. And please remember, because it's true, that it's you, my friend. It is you that is the magic. Big love.